Now, Avengers Endgame wasn't really a summer release per se. So that being said, thank God for John Wick for kicking off the summer season with a bang. And with that, I'm welcoming you to another episode of The Real Mentor. My goal, as always, is to enhance the movie watching experience. So John Wick Chapter 3, I was highly anticipating this film. Of course, I'm a huge fan of the John Wick series. Of course, this being the third part out of the three. Keanu Reeves returning as John Wick, of course, everyone's favorite assassin. He's at least mine anyway. And again, following the first two, I had a lot to live up to here. I love the first two John Wicks here. I think it caught a lot of people by surprise, particularly the first one. I was hoping to kind of continue that momentum here. And this one basically really picks off from where the second one left off, where he has an hour to get away as he's been excommunicated from the world of assassins, whatever has been created here. And there's a $14 million bounty on his ass, and pretty much every assassin in the world is ready to go after him and collect on the bounty. Now, I'll say off the bat here that I love the first two John Wick series, and I gotta say, and this may be a knee-jerk reaction, and upon further viewings, I may change my mind on that, I don't know, but coming out of this movie, I was super hyped up, and I have to say, this is probably my favorite out of the three John Wick movies, and that says a lot. Now, there's not many negatives I want to say about this film. Yes, I mean, listen, this is a straight up action movie. And any action junkie, this is a must watch, particularly if you like the first two John Wicks. You're going to absolutely love this film. And, you know, I'll start with the bad stuff, and it's not much. Some of the story elements were a little bit off, maybe unnecessary, particularly one character action towards the end, which I'm not sure really added up. But all that being said, who gives a shit here? This movie is about the action. It's always been about the action surrounding this very simple story, particularly with the first one where they just killed his dog. He goes out there and just kicks some ass. Just keep it nice and simple. And this one here, he just basically has find a way to get himself out of this jam here where everyone's really off of his head here. And from the get-go, this movie just grabs you and doesn't let go. It is relentless. The action is phenomenal. The action set pieces are great. There's so many memorable action scenes here, particularly one of the first ones in the first 10-15 minutes. It was awesome. And I don't want to spoil too much. I don't want to say too much about the story, say too much about what I actually saw here, but it's so well directed. The great camera placement, fantastic cinematography. The choreography is top notch. The stunt work, ridiculous. And everything really works. It's so well paced. It's about a 2 hours and 10-minute runtime, more or less. And it really felt like it was half that time where things are going really, really fast. And I really enjoyed that because sometimes with action films, even one of the minor issues with the second part, John Wick, is that it started off great, they kind of slowed down and picked up in the end. This one, it has its moments in the beginning, middle, and the end, and it keeps you going a whole time. So the big, huge adrenaline rush, particularly towards the end of the last scene, which kind of reminded me of The Raid 2, which is probably one of my favorite action films of all time. And coincidentally enough, a couple of the stars from The Raid and Raid 2 are in this, and it plays almost like a video game where it's kind of going up a level and fighting different people. And it's really, if anybody likes video games is going to really enjoy that scene. It's fantastic. And everything really worked here. Now, some of the story elements may have been that great. Again, you're not there for the story. You know, you want something simple and you get it. Some things are kind of a little bit overcomplicated. It's something that's an action by one of the characters that I'm not sure I agree with or makes sense for what that character was, but it's not a big deal. Again, who cares? Because it's engrossed here in tremendous action that's beautifully shot, and some of the scenes are just the cinematography and some of the colors used. It's just great. And it kind of reminded me of Skyfall at some points, particularly one scene towards the end. But all that, listen, this is a movie which is it's incredibly enjoyable, incredibly well paced. The action is some of the best we've seen. And it's definitely without a doubt. Whether you think this is the best movie out of three or not, this is no question. It has the best action out of the three, and it's not even close. So all that being said, so you guys see John Wick, obviously you should. I highly recommend it. Such a great time in the movies, particularly if you like action, you love John Wick, you will not be disappointed. If you do watch it, comment below, let me know what you guys thought. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.